So we'll take a look at the mode and master controls now in this video. So go to the mode. This is also known as the performance tab. So we have our option to set monophonic, polyphonic or legato playing. So polyphonic. Get a different preset up here. There we go. It's a bit more suitable really. So polyphonic, you know, polyphony, and then we go to monophonic. It's only one note at a time. And then legato. You notice with monophonic as opposed to legato, monophonic, the notes are re-triggering. And then we have glide. What I like about the glide is it actually applies to the polyphonic as well. So we get that really nice between chords. We can get that really nice transition, that glide and portamento. So we're loading. Really nice sound that. And then switch to monophonic. Then we still obviously have the portamento. And legato as well. You know, of course, with legato, the sound doesn't re-trigger when the notes overlap. In addition to our performance mode settings, we also have this master control for just some, well, essentially very basic up here, volume and pan. And then down here we have our compressor. Let's load in a arpeggiated sound. So our compressor, we can turn it on or off down here, and then we have our threshold. So we're setting the point at which the compressor kicks in. You know, anything that exceeds this threshold will be compressed. The rate of compression. So we can go right up to 25:1, so limiter settings really. So how much we're compressing above the threshold. Attack and release. So speed of, we're not going to go into too much detail of compression here, but you know, the speed at which the compressor kicks in and the speed at which it resets once the threshold has been exceeded. And then an output for the compressor to level compensate. We're probably compressing quite heavily here. So something like that, you probably want to push a bit of output back into the sound, a bit of gain back in. So again, very functional mix stuff. And it's very useful for some of the sounds like, say, the sequence sounds where they are, or they can be very dynamic, which is great, but just to sort of rein some of that in, just dialing that compressor in very quickly is really useful. That's all of the kind of more basic controls covered now. And in the next video, we're going to go into clicking on one of these layers reveals all the effects for each individual layer. And although we discussed briefly, there's a quite simple low pass filter, we also get a more advanced and tweakable filter up here as well. So yeah, we'll get stuck into the effects in the next video.